Now is where it all comes together with triads, folks. We've been learning major, minor, and diminished root, first inversion, and second inversion triads. And now we're going to do it in a diatonic progression. So the progression is going to be in the key of A and go from A chords to B minors to C sharp minors to Ds to Es to F sharp minor to G sharp diminished, or however you want to play it, and then back to A. So it's a diatonic progression, just goes right through the key of A chords. And what we'll do to really hammer these triads home is play over the A chord. We're going to go root, first inversion, second inversion, and then we're going to follow the progression. So we'll go B minor, root, first inversion, second inversion, all the way through the entire key of A. And you'll see when we get to the E chords every time, so the fifth chord, so on this first string set it'd be here, we're going to skip down the octave so that we can actually play it. We're going to go string set by string set. String set 1, then we'll do it with the jam along. String set 2, then we'll do it with the jam along, and then 3, and then 4. And again, the point of these triads, one of the biggest benefits is that you just really can't learn this without getting to know the fretboard, frontwards and backwards. And that's very important. Ideally, we could do this exercise in every single key. And you could put a backing track on in any key and do this exercise, and that's the nature of these triad shapes. But also, if we're doing a comp line and it's an A chord, now instead of just always going to, you got a lot of extra tricks in your bag, right? You could go, or skip down, or maybe it's more arpeggiated. You know, you got all these different options now. And that's really the point of getting to know the fretboard as good as we need to, or as well as we need to, so that we can practically use this information when we're out there in the world playing music. So let's go through what we're going to do on string set 1, then I'll turn on the backing track, and then at the end of this all, we're going to have a little fun. We're just going to turn on the backing track and we're just going to jam a little bit using these triads and improvise. Just like in the triad breakout jam-alongs that we did, we're going to start as low on the neck as possible and kind of work up from there. So string set 1, we'll start on the roots. We'll go root, first inversion, second inversion, then we'll go to the B minor triads, root, first inversion, second inversion, then C sharp minor triads, root, first inversion, second inversion, then we'll have D major, root, first inversion, second inversion. Now's where we're going to play the root for the E major, and then drop down, first inversion, second inversion. Then we'll have F sharp minor, root, first inversion, second inversion. Then we'll have the G sharp diminished, right? But then we're going to drop it down, and we'll go first inversion and second inversion, and then we'll be back to root. All right, and the idea is that this is starting to come to you so quickly, mentally, that we can keep up with this jam along track. So let's hit play, and let's play along with the band. All right, string set 2. So you'll remember, let's use key of A chords here. We got the A chord, major, root, first inversion, second inversion. And then for minors, let's do a B minor. We've got roots, first inversion, second inversion. And then we've got the G sharp diminished shape. So root would be here. And we've got first inversion and second inversion. We need that D chord, D note, excuse me. Yep, root, first inversion, second inversion. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start low on the neck. So we're going to actually be starting with first inversion for this string set. We'll go first inversion, second inversion, root. Then we'll do the B minor next, first inversion, second inversion, root, all the way up until we get to the E chord. We'll do first inversion, then we'll jump it back down, second inversion, root, and we'll keep carrying on for the rest of the diatonic progression, just like we did with string set 1. This is all tabbed out, but basically we're following the chord progression: A, B minor, C sharp minor, D, E, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, using these triads. But for this string set, we're going first inversion, second inversion, root, first inversion, second inversion, root. All right, let's turn on that backing track and play through this on string set 2. So you're getting the idea now. We're going to go to string set 3. We're going to start with the second inversion, and we're going to follow the key of A diatonic chord progression. We're going to start second inversion, then we've got root, then we've got first inversion. That's an A chord, second inversion, root, first inversion. Then we're going to do B minors, second inversion, root, first inversion. Then C sharp minors, second inversion, root, first inversion, Ds, and so on and so forth, all the way up the neck. The only one we haven't shown yet is that G sharp diminished. So if we wanted to start second inversion on G sharp diminished, we'd start on a D note, which would be right here. So we'd have this, and then we're going to go down for this, for the root, and then first inversion would be here. So again, mentally, this is tabbed out, but eventually you probably need to memorize this. We just want to have this under our fingers so well that we can keep up with this click track and play along with the band. Well, if you made it this far, you've got the idea. Let's start with the roots on string set 4. And go all the way up, root, first inversion, second inversion, all the way through the A, key of A, diatonic progression. And let's keep up with the band. Let's have some fun and use these triads that we've been working so hard on to improvise a little bit over this A diatonic progression. There are no rules. You don't have to stay on A triads over A chords. You might experiment with some different things. You might, you might use a chord here and there as a passing chord to get from triad to triad. You might use an F sharp minor triad over the A chord. Just add a little color. You might just experiment with some different things, see what sounds good. I'll be improvising mainly on string sets 3 and 4, just because it will come out a little bit more. And then we'll go every other. I'll improvise, and then I'm going to switch over to string sets 1 and 2 and comp some rhythm parts, and then you start improvising when I do that. And then I'll take it back and I'll improvise, and we'll just go back and forth a couple times. One other trick that you might want to mess around with is something that we've talked about in the diminished lessons already, which is that when the progression gets to that E chord, instead of always staying on those E triads, try throwing in some of the diminished, the G sharp diminished chords as a chord substitution. So the G sharp diminished triads over that E chord. So anyway, This is not a lesson where you should be trying to copy exactly what I'm doing. We're just trying to play around and experiment to find some things that sound good in a more musical and a more practical way using these triads.